Go live. Hey, everybody. I think we are in the group live, and we are. I got a thumbs up. So we're on time, which is huge because I'm never on time. So this is great. So we're just going to start right away because you guys can watch this recording. So whether you jump on now or jump on in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or need to jump off and get back on, this is going to be live recorded. So you can hop on tomorrow if you need to catch up on anything. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Rose Smith. I'm the founder of Team Arise, and we have an amazing, amazing call for you guys tonight. We are an amazing team. We have about 1,300 coaches on our team, which is awesome. And we have some great ladies here tonight, some coaches, kind of all variety of walks of lives, moms. We have some people going through school. We have people that are just dog moms. But we're just kind of here to share with you what coaching is, who we are, why we became a coach, and kind of like how this can really be for anybody. You just have to believe in yourself. There's no like list of like, this is what like qualifications you need to be a coach. You just need to be yourself, be open to this amazing opportunity and how much can really change your life. And it's really changed every coach that's on here. It's changed our lives in so many different ways, so many different reasons why we became a coach. So we're just going to jump on in. Our first coach that's going to kind of just share with you her story and what it's done, what coaching has done for her, is Leah. So I'm going to pass it over to Leah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Leah Lewis, and I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys on tonight's call. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about my story and how I got started into coaching and into this business. So I've been a coach for, it'll be 3 years in October. I joined in September, almost 3 years ago, in a desperate need of working on myself, in taking care of my mind, my body, and really just doing something for me. I'm a mom. I have 3 girls. I have a 7-year-old daughter, 5-year-old twins who are absolutely amazing and drive me crazy at the same time. And I, after having my twins, suffered postpartum depression. I had no idea that I was suffering with it. I just thought, this is what crazy life is like when you have 3 little kids. I was constantly filled with anxiety and worry and stress and depressed. And I felt like I was on this hamster wheel in my life. Like, every day I would wake up and then I would be stressing and getting my kids to school and getting to work and being late for everything, of course, getting to work, going to a job that, that paid very well, but that I wasn't really fulfilled with at anymore. So I was going to work and I was coming home and it was like chaos at home with all these little kids. I'm trying to do it all, work, be a mom, take care of me, which was not happening at all. And I would spend my evenings on the couch, vegging out, watching TV, Grey's Anatomy, all the shows, drinking wine, stuffing my face, and just feeling like I wanted to drown out of my life. Like I wanted to just like pretend like I was in this little bubble, that I was all alone, and that I could just focus on me for an hour and a half to 2 hours every night. And if you can imagine, obviously that pattern, if you continue that for too long, doesn't really go too well. So it only makes things worse. It only makes your anxiety worse. You, of course, you fill your body with food that's not really healthy. You're going to feel physically worse. I felt like a walking zombie. I had no energy. I thrived off of coffee and Dunkin' Donuts and nachos and takeout. And I knew that I needed to do something for me as a mom. I knew that I needed to take care of my body, but I was also honestly terrified because I had gotten so comfortable in being uncomfortable. So about 3 years ago, I saw one of my friends that I worked with posting on Facebook, probably like many of you, about, how she'd been on this health journey and she'd lost all this weight, and she was a mom. She had 3 kids. She looked like amazing. And I was totally stalking all of her posts and her pictures. I didn't know anything about what Beachbody was. All I saw was her, and she'd post like Beachbody, and I'm like, what is this Beachbody thing? So I, of course, went on Google, looked at everything, and was totally a stalker. And I finally was like, there's something about her pictures, about her smile, about just this happiness on her face, that confidence that beamed from looking at what she was posting. And I was like, I need that. Like, I want that. And so I reached out, I started my health journey, and the rest honestly was history, because I very quickly fell head over heels in love with the process, the program, the products. Lost about 20 plus pounds, a lot of inches, but more than anything, I started to feel so good. I started to think positively. And I jumped into coaching about a month in because I just felt so much excitement about how I was feeling that I wanted to share that with others. So I shared with others, and others wanted to join me along the way. And along this journey of coaching, it's done so many things for me personally, for my family, for the amazing team that I now have. But it's truly changed the way that I think. It's changed the person that I am. The old me was not confident and felt like there was so much negativity about the future, and we were drowning in debt and anxiety and fights and marital problems and health problems. And then this journey gave us an opportunity for change, and it's helped me become a more confident person and to think differently and have hopes and dreams, of course. And as a result of that, I kept passing along that gift to everybody that I knew. So I have now, it's been almost 3 years. I am a full-time Beachbody coach. I quit my corporate job last May. And so now I'm growing my own team as well, and helping my team grow their teams, and helping customers. And it's honestly such a rewarding gift to not only have the impact for me and my life and how it's helped me and my family, our finances, the freedom that I have, that I no longer have to go to a job every single day that sucks me dry, that I get to wake up and do something that fills me with so much passion every day. But I get to give that gift to other people, and I get to help other people transform their lives and become inspired and become the healthiest versions they can, or create financial freedom, or whatever that is for them, whether it's, a couple extra $100 or a couple $1,000 or financial freedom, whatever it is for anybody. There's such a gift in this business from every aspect of honestly possible. Besides the fact that our team is absolutely freaking ridiculously amazing, some of my best friends in the whole world now, and joining our team is honestly just one of the best decisions I ever made in my whole life. So I hope that you seriously consider joining us, and I'm positive that as you hear everybody else's stories, you're going to find something tonight that you resonate with. There's going to be something that someone says that you're going to be like, yeah, I feel that way too. And know that that's the amazing thing, is that you you're not alone. We all are here to support you. We all have so many similarities, obviously differences, but we are here to help you on this journey. And it's an amazing place to feel that connection and support and love from our team. So thank you for listening to my story. And Carol is going to speak next. I hope you guys have a great night.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yep, okay. So it's so funny, as I was putting together my thoughts for today, Leah and I didn't compare any notes, but you're gonna hear that I had some of the same thoughts and even just some of the same ways of expressing how I feel about this coaching opportunity. And I just find that so interesting that that's a common feeling that I'm sure you'll hear actually from everyone on the team. But anyway, to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Carol Perlman. I live outside of Boston in a little town called Franklin. I'm a psychologist and a married mom of 2 boys. They're now 9 and 12. And I was first introduced to Beachbody back in November 2014. And at the time, my boys were 5 and 8, and I was working as a psychologist. I have a private practice in a town nearby, and things were going along fairly fine. I had always believed that lifestyle behaviors, diet, and exercise were a really important component to helping people feel well and helping them improve some of the psychological problems that we were working on. And in fact, it was the topic of all my grad school research, and it was something I had always been really passionate about. And I would talk to my patients about it in addition to the other things we were working on. But meanwhile, on the home front, things were not going as well. And I was having a really hard time practicing what I was preaching to others. And I remember talking to my friends saying, I just can't stop picking at my kids' food. And that's not what I want to be eating. And I just felt out of control and totally misaligned with everything that I really felt so passionate about. Exercise, forget it. There was no way I could even imagine working that into my day. I really couldn't even imagine doing one more thing in my day. And that's kind of how life was. And one day I'm innocently on Facebook and I see a childhood friend of mine post something about this new program that she was doing and how it was helping her lose weight and she was feeling so much better. And she made this comment. She said that she was finally not having the feeling that all she wanted to do was wear her yoga pants. And she had me right there. And that really summed up how I was feeling. Nothing was fitting and I couldn't get out of my yoga pants. And so I reached out to her and I just said, what are you doing? If it's good for you, it's good for me. Sign me up. I didn't even research it. I didn't look into it. I just said, if it's good for you, it must be good for me. And so the program she was doing was 21 Day Fix, and she told me all about it. And as we were talking about the different details, she told me, there's when you sign up, there's this opportunity to sign up as a coach. And what that means is that you have the opportunity to help other people down the road if that's something that you want to do and you can help them with their health journey. And I said, yeah, definitely sign me up with that. I think that's something that I would really like to do someday. That's really not that different from what I'm already doing in my job. And yeah, I could see myself doing that. And in fact, I'd actually been looking for a way to bring more of a focus on health and wellness into my practice, but I just didn't know how to make the leap from what I was doing to focusing more on health and wellness. And even though it was always something that had been so important to me. And so all of a sudden, here was the solution that I had been looking for. It was a way to kind of reinvent myself within my area of expertise and with the skills that I already had. It was another platform that I had to help people with their health and wellness. So I joined her and I said to her, sign me up, but before I do any of this coaching stuff, I need to have my own experience with the program and I need to have my own results and be able to speak to what this product and these programs are really all about. And so I joined her challenge group and it was just amazing. And between the accountability that she provided to me, telling me I had to text her every morning, telling her that my workout was done, and the amazing support from the other people in her group, I found a way to turn my own lifestyle around. And I found a way to develop the habit of waking up just a little bit earlier, getting my workouts in at home, 30 minutes, get in and get out, and to focus on what I needed to be preparing for my own food so that I was therefore less tempted by the foods I was giving my kids. Not that it was terrible, but it just wasn't exactly what I really needed for me. And I completely changed my eating patterns, and I got rid of all the junk and the processed food and really started reading labels and making sure I was eating foods that were going to make me feel the best that I could. And I started drinking Shakeology, this magic drink called Shakeology that I had also never heard about before Lisa posted about it on Facebook. And what do you know, a few months later, I felt like a new person. My energy was so much better. I used to have these crashes at 3 o'clock, and I would think, I don't know how I'm going to possibly get through the rest of the day with my kids. All I wanted to do was take a nap. That went away. My mood was better. I lost weight. My clothes were fitting better. And overall, I just felt so much more positive about everything. And so I decided, okay, I think I'm ready to give this coaching thing a try. It was maybe 3 months after I had joined my first challenge group. And so my childhood friend Lisa introduced me to her upline, which was the amazing Lisa Hanson. And I was just so blessed and received such a gift in having her fall into my life like this, and to be matched up with her to be my mentor. And so she taught me everything that I needed to know about how to coach and how to help other people with their journey, and how to share my own journey to help others get started on their journey. And what I discovered was that coaching was so much fun, and I had a blast chatting with the people in my group, sharing recipes, talking about our meal plans that we were putting together over the weekends, and making sure that we prepped our food and getting our workouts in and sharing pictures. And it felt so rewarding to help them get started with their journey, and to see them progress and really establish the healthy habits that other people had been wanting to work on for so long. And as it turned out, this coaching opportunity ended up being so much more than that. That alone would have been great, but it ended up being so much more than that. It changed my life. Like Leah was saying, it changed my life in ways that I didn't even know I needed changing. And I didn't even begin to expect that it would come from this simple little decision to say, yes, Lisa, I'll join your challenge group and start this program, this 21-day thing that you're doing. And I found that I became so much more outgoing, that because I was invested in helping other people, I was becoming more outgoing online, chatting with people from various chapters in my life, talking more to people in my real life, on the soccer fields and at various events that I was at with my kids. And the more I started to post about my own health journey, the more these people came out of the woodwork. And I just found that I was reconnecting with so many friends in my life, and just I felt so fulfilled with friendships and on a social aspect, which was something that I didn't even realize I was missing. I got messages from people who I didn't even know were watching me, and they started telling me how much they look forward to reading my post, how I was motivating them. I was inspiring them to get their workouts done. And I'm thinking, what? I really had no idea all of that would come from this. And people started coming up to me and saying, what are you doing? I see all these posts on Facebook. I see your smile. You look so happy. What is it that you're doing? And they could tell that there was a difference in me, that I had found something I was really, really passionate about. And not only did it fulfill me as a business, but just as a person living my life, it really added so much. So ironically, this was also something that was really a struggle for me in the beginning. And when I was first talking to Lisa about becoming a coach, I thought it was so odd that all of a sudden I would start posting on Facebook about health and fitness and these workouts and inviting people to my groups. And wouldn't people think that that was really weird that I started writing out about all that? And are they going to question that? And at times I really got stuck in my head, overthinking it and trying to imagine what other people were thinking when they were reading my post. And Lisa helped me work through all of that. And as time went on, I got more and more comfortable posting and thinking less about these thoughts I had and these imagined responses that really weren't real in other people. And it just got easier and easier. And I realized that no one really had these questions that I thought they did, but she was so helpful in working with me so that that didn't become an obstacle for me. So when I look back, that's really the one thing that I wish I could have done differently. I wish that I didn't hold back in the beginning, and I wish I had jumped all in with everything that I now know about how much comes from taking a risk and just stepping out of the comfort zone. This business has been all about that for me in so many ways, and amazing things always happen when you step outside of the comfort zone and facing my fears, whether it's a water slide with my kids or whether it's talking to a new person. It's something that's really changed within me because of this business. So over the past 3.5 years that I've been coaching, I've met the most incredible people. Team Arise, you guys are all so amazing. And I just feel so grateful to have the most positive, hardworking, caring, passionate people in my life, and people who support me and inspire me every single day. And it's just amazing to be part of that. And it was something I really didn't realize that I was missing, that having worked independently for almost 10 years, I didn't realize that I was really missing this sense of community. And it really hit home when I went to my first summit, which is Beachbody's annual meeting. If you can picture over 20,000 coaches all in one stadium, all these people who love health and fitness and love helping other people. It's just the most incredible thing ever. And it just really hit home to me how much that meant to be part of this and part of this incredible company with a mission. They just lead from the heart of trying to help people live their healthiest life. And it's just such an honor to be part of that. And going to Summit really made that hit home for me. And as a result of that, my vision for the business really just took off. And when I saw what it could become, and when I saw how substantial this business can be if you want it to be, I said, I'm there. I want this for me. And I think this is what I've been looking for. And I'm not going to stop working until I get there. One of the downsides about being a psychologist, it's an amazing job to have, but there are a couple of downsides. And one of them is that you don't get paid if you don't go to work. If there's a snow day and you have to cancel your whole day, you don't get paid. And over time, especially in the winters like we have here in Boston, that can become a little bit of a problem come February. And the other thing is that insurance companies dictate how much we get paid. And every year they review that, and they can make decisions just like that they're going to cut their fees. And that has a major impact on any individual provider. And if you multiply that out, people that we see all week long, it can result in a major cut in your salary just because they decided to. And so psychologists live with that fear always in the background, that it's not really clear if this job or this career will be viable over time. And you never know come September if all of a sudden the landscape of your job is going to look really different. And now you're kind of off the creek and you have to figure something out. And so I started to see that Beachbody was a way out of that uncertainty for me. And Beachbody was a way to take back that power and be in control and be able to make the decision about how much of a salary I want to make. And if I want to give myself a raise, then I just have to work harder and put more time in, and I can make that happen. And I'm no longer vulnerable to the whims of someone else who can dictate that for me. And that's just been so huge for me. It's enabled me to dream really big and think about what kind of life I want, what kind of lifestyle I want, how do I want to design that, how much do I want to work, where do I want to work, what do I want for my family, and the flexibility that I want. And I now feel like I have the backup. I have the backup to make that happen. And it's all about me putting in the hard work and being part of a group of people who will help me and support me and make it happen. So I could go on and on about my love affair with all things Beachbody, but I'll stop with that and pass it off to someone else.
Awesome. It's so fun. I feel like even though we obviously know each other a little bit, it's so fun to hear each other's stories and kind of how we came to be where we are now. So I'm Amanda. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I live in Wisconsin. I'm from upstate New York. Originally, it's just random that I ended up with this team from the East Coast, even though I live in Northwest, but I think that just goes to show that we are from literally all over the country. So that's really cool. I am a mom. I am married. I work full time in corporate marketing, and I've been coaching for about 3 years. So it's really just brought this incredible joy to my life, and it's been such a crazy empowering experience. So it's a gift and a treat to get to share that with you guys tonight. So thanks for hopping on. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story and just, I guess, a few of the things that I love most about coaching, and maybe even some of the things that I've had to work through on my journey as a coach. Because it's been 3 years, right? Like, I've changed so much as a person. But when I first got started, I think back to that zone, and my kids now just turned 6, and I have a 4.5-year-old. And so 3 years ago, they were teeny tiny, and it's so funny to look back at pictures of them then to now and think about how much we've all grown, over those last few years. So it's really incredible. But I was in this zone, of trying to balance everything. And that's something I think we all have in common is, there's so much chaos, especially now in like the world today. There are so many things that are pulling our attention, whether it's media, social media, friends, work. I mean, there's just never enough time to get all of the things in that you want to get in. And time is the only resource we have that we don't get more of. So it's super, super important to think about how we choose to spend that time and make sure it's worthwhile and fulfilling and, filling your soul as much as it is, making the day run out and go by quicker. So I didn't have time, right? That was my excuse for so long is I got these 2 little kids. There's no way that I can do this. I don't have time for me. This is just how it's going to be. Wah, wah, right? Like I felt like crap, like total crap. So at some point, and I think we all get there at some point where you're like, all right, no more. This is it. I can't take it. I've got to do something. There is no other option, right? And I think so many of us, we almost, I don't want to say stumble because I think about how intentional we are as coaches, but we stumble into coaching because what we found is that we found success with these programs, with these products, with these tools, with this total solution that changed everything for us, right? And maybe we were coming in, and a lot of the people that I work with in my challenge groups, they're coming in because I'm like, oh, well, why do you want to do this? Oh, I want to lose weight. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to lose inches. Everybody wants to feel fit and good. What they get, though, when they come into our challenge groups, and maybe this is something that you're experiencing or have experienced as a challenger, maybe it's something that you're seeking out, they shift their mindset in such an incredible way. Their confidence grows in such an incredible way that all of a sudden the weight loss, the new clothes that they have to buy because their stuff doesn't fit, the abs that they're seeking and have found, all of those things, they end up being like a side effect. And even though that was like the thing that they initially joined us for. And I think that is probably one of my biggest joys as a coach is to see these men and women come into my groups, and primarily women. That's usually who I draw. And they'll take their before pictures and their face will be like this. Or they're mad, right? Like, or they're gonna have an anger face on. And then at the end, once they see that this works, like when they work the program, they put the work into it, like they're beaming, right? Like that's such a cool transformation. You could see like not one other inch of their body and just feel the joy radiating from their face. And that is such a gift to get to be a part of that. And that is, gosh, I said no to coaching, right? Like when I think about the very beginning, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. Who am I to think that I can do that? I don't know enough about nutrition. I'm not a personal trainer. I don't know about health and wellness, right? And then I realized I don't have to because that's what these programs are for. Experts put them together so that we could help lead people through it. So as long as you're willing to learn, as long as you're willing to read, as long as you're resourceful and willing to seek information and lean on our team that's incredible, you have all of the tools you need to be successful as a coach. You don't have to be an expert in any of those things. I would say the other big thing that held me back when I was first getting started was the fact that I'm not to my goal weight yet. I've lost about 50 pounds on these programs, which I mean, I feel night and day different from when I first started. Absolutely. My wardrobe's all different. It gives me a reason to go shopping. I'm all on board for that. But I still have another 50 pounds that I want to lose. So that's always been this recurring theme, right? Wow, how can I help people when, I haven't reached my ultimate goal? And here's the thing, you guys, you don't have to be at your ultimate goal either, because there's so much, I don't even know what the word is, so much power, so much strength, in being on this journey with people. You're not just telling people what to do, you're living this lifestyle, you're embracing this lifestyle, and you're sharing your struggles because they're going to have those same struggles. You're sharing your challenges because they're going to probably be challenged by some of the same things. And by being vulnerable, by being authentic, by sharing all of the good and the bad and the ugly and the awesome, that's where we really reach people and have an impact and show them that it's possible, because it's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to fail forward and to continue to learn and to continue to grow. And if you're willing to do that, you can be successful with anything, right? So I would say the other moment where I realized that like I was qualified to be a coach, because I was so unsure about that to begin with, was my very first Beachbody event, which happened to be a Super Saturday in Chicago, which are our like quarterly events where we go and, hear all the updates and, see all of our people. And I got to meet Autumn Calabrese, who like was my person at this event. And when I walked in there, I hadn't been on my journey very long. So I was maybe like, I don't know, 15 or 20 pounds down from where I started. And I'd made a lot of progress. I was really happy with that, but I wasn't where I wanted to be, right? So that whole part of like not being there at your goal yet. And I'm like, man, I want to walk into this place and all these people, they're going to look like trainers. There's going to be like abs everywhere and blonde highlights everywhere. And everybody's going to have makeup on and look all put together. And I just look like a mom who wore a t-shirt and has crazy hair all the time. And you know what I found, right? So that's what I was going in with, thinking like, oh, this is like Stepford Wives, the Coachland version. It was not like that at all. Like that was the moment when I was like, there are people here who are just like me. And there are people here who are completely opposite from me. And then people started standing up when they're like, stand up if you've lost 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. And it was remarkable. And all of these people that you're judging when you walk in there thinking, man, I wish I could be where she is, they were still standing when it got to the people who'd lost 100 pounds. And you think in that moment, man, look how far they've come. What an incredible gift to be on this journey and to get to help people transform their lives in that way, and for them to believe that they can, right? Like those are the things that I think are such a gift with this coaching opportunity. And you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to be at your goal. You don't have to worry about time, because we can pack this in. I mean, I work full time. I've got 2 kids. I lock myself in my bedroom so they don't come storming in here. Like you find these little pockets where you can just fit it in because it matters. If you don't have the resources, you're going to find them. It's that self-doubt. It's that fear of failure. If you can like dig into those things, right? Those things that are holding you back from saying yes to this, from living this life that you know is possible, from feeling great and helping others feel great. When you can dig into that, that's when you know that you can do anything. So I guess those are like really the big things that I wanted to share with you. Everybody's different. I don't think there is any opportunity in this world that I've ever had where you thrive, your business thrives, your soul thrives on just being you. And I mean, what a gift. So often we have to fit into different molds, and that's not what this is about. You have to be yourself. You have to be authentic. You have to be real, because that's how you're going to connect with people as a coach. That's how you're going to relate to them. So if you are willing to be yourself in all the good and the bad and put that out there, we would love to have you on this team, and we just know that you can totally shine. So thanks so much for joining us tonight, and I'm going to turn it over.
All right, I think you guys can all hear me, right? All right, awesome. My name is Dawn. I have been a coach for about a year and a half. I'm loving it. I was always a gym person. Like, I was on a swim team. I was always active. I thought I ate healthy for the most part, but that's just what life was for me. I was a phys ed teacher, all of that. Then I had my first baby. And the gym kind of started to get to the back burner. Eating ended up being everything that he had left over. And then that's how I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll work out when, I'm running after him. It'll be good. And then my daughter came along. And when she came along, I was at a weight that I did not like, that I was not comfortable with, that didn't make me feel comfortable as a person. And so when she was born, I made a vow to myself that I was going to get back onto it because I wanted to be me again. So I attempted the gym again. Well, with 2 kids, all my moms out there, you know that you are so limited on time. I was a full-time teacher. I was trying to be a wife and a mom of 2 and take care of myself. I'm like, the gym is not happening. I'm like, you know what? I've lost my opportunity to have a nice body. I got to just forget it. Well, as time went on, a couple months later, I started to completely lose myself. Like, there was something missing that I couldn't figure out what it was. One, I wasn't happy with my career. I didn't like teaching. I knew I wanted to get out of that. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I knew that I wanted to work out. I knew that being healthy and working out and eating well is what made me a better person. And so on Facebook, following through, well, actually, first, before that, my mom was drinking Shakeology because her trainer from the gym was drinking Shakeology. So she's like, you have to try it. And I was very against shakes. I'm like, no, I'm not a shake person. Like, I need food. She's like, just try it, whatever. So I would grab it on my way to work because I was always late. And I completely fell in love with the taste of it. And then I'm like, oh. So then next thing I know, I'm seeing energy and I'm seeing losing weight. So it was like one thing after another, which made me think like, okay, these shakes are pretty legit. So I started to look into them and understand them and that kind of stuff. And I just kept buying from my mom. And then on Facebook, I actually watched Rose. Rose friended me. And I think she had asked me a question about, was a photographer or whatever. And we got talking and I would watch her posts and they were so motivational. Every day she was working out or she was giving some kind of tips or some kind of nutritional tips. And then she would give out the coaching opportunity of it. And bing, a light went off. And I'm like, that's it. That's my calling right there. It's health and phys ed, which is what I want to do. I just don't want to teach. So I got in touch with Rose and I'm like, all right. I was actually kind of different than a lot of people. Like, I didn't have a story really. I basically messaged Rose and was like, how do I start? How do I sign up? Sign me up tonight and I'm ready to rock and roll. So I knew by signing up as a coach, one, I was going to stay accountable and I was going to actually do the programs because you have to be a product of the product. And 2, I'm like, oh, I can make money and pay for everything. So this is like a no-win situation or all-win situation. So I got rolling off that way. And I'm not going to lie, when I started, I really thought that I was going to coach and make money so that I can pay for all my stuff. I didn't think, quitting teaching was really going to be an option, but the personal development that I've gotten out of coaching is like so much more than I could have ever dreamed of. And after just a few months of being part of our amazing team, the inspiration, the drive, all of that just completely blew me away. With that, I not financially was able to quit teaching, but emotionally I was done. Like, I knew that teaching wasn't what I wanted to do. And the team and myself helped me to get to that point where I'm like, you know what? I will be successful in life. It's just not what I'm doing now. So I went ahead, I quit my job, and now I'm pursuing Beachbody, which I'm, again, a year later, I'm making triple what I was making. And I'm pursuing photography. That's something I didn't really have confidence in, but with this team that just builds your confidence every day, my confidence is out the water, or whatever the phrase is for photography now. And I am doing so well with it. So if you are thinking about coaching, just do it. I'm telling you, like, just the support that you will get from this team is amazing. And it's going to help you not only with your own physical and nutritional health, but it's also going to help you with everything else. Like, I can honestly say that I'm a better mom because I'm more focused. I have more energy. I have more drive. I'm a better wife because I have more energy. So I'm all over the place now and I can find time for him. And I have more confidence to do everything else. So that's my story. I didn't have one of those stories where I was really heavy or anything like that. It was just something that was in my heart, and it came out and it was there for me. And it's amazing. So that's what I'd say. So for coaching, and one thing too, like, one of the things with coaching is there's a lot of ups and downs. I do have times where I'm like, do I really want to coach? I don't know if I want to, but then the team brings you back in, and they make you feel so special. So like I said, the support is the main reason why I continue to do this. And then to top it off, all the people that I've connected with and they're seeing changes in their own life is amazing. So, I mean, if that's not enough, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but coaching really is like the best. So sorry, I'm not the best speaker, but all right. So that's all I have, but I'm sure Mallory, I think, is next, right? All right. Have a good one.
All right. Yes, I'm next. I'm Mallory. I am from North Carolina, so Southern and Eastern. I am 22. I started coaching my senior year of college. I was 20 at the time. And my story is a little different too. I grew up playing volleyball. I started in 7th grade, and I knew that was just what I wanted to do, wanted to play in college. So immediately started going all in with it. I played travel. And then I finally got a scholarship to play in college. And so once that started, I was like, okay, I need to be strict with my nutrition, strict with, my workouts. I thought I was eating healthy, and I was eating healthy foods, but not enough. And I thought I looked great. Like, I was skinny, I looked great. I was performing well. So I get to school. And if anybody that's watching is from Pembroke Volleyball, you know what I'm about to say, but we ran probably 30, 40 suicides every practice. Like, we were on strict diets. It was all I could do to go to practice. There were many days, nights I would call people crying because I was just not happy. Finally ended up after my 2nd year deciding that, I just couldn't do it anymore because I was sick for 8 months, thinking that it was strep or it was mono or it was the flu. And turns out it was depression, and it was giving me symptoms that were, they seemed physical. So then I was like, you know what? I've not been allowed to have fried food, no candy, no caffeine, nothing, no sweets, or we had to run for 2 years. So I decided, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to eat what I want. And if I get fat, you know what? I'll be fat and happy. And I was not fat and happy. I got to my heaviest weight I'd ever been at. So I went from one polar extreme to the other. And then I was like, you know what? I gotta get this weight off. So I was like, I'm not going to the gym because everyone's going to be staring at me. You quit the college volleyball team and now you think you know what you're doing in the gym. And so I didn't do it. So I tried these fitness program I found online, some random thing, and it was horrible. It did not work. It was one of those free things, and nobody helped you with it. It was just something I suffered through, and it was miserable. So then I go back to eating crap and not working out because I hated working out at that point. So then I was approached and, asked, hey, you should coach. And I was like, no, because 1, I have a lot to work on. 2, how am I supposed to coach someone when I'm in this shape mentally and physically? So it took me a couple of days, and then I scrounged up money from savings and Christmas because I was a broke college student, and just decided to go with it. And after I lost 15 pounds and 13 inches in 30 days, I was like, you know what? We're going to do this. So I decided to go ahead with it. So since then, I get comments all the time like, I wish I would have had your knowledge, like, your personality, how you are at your age. And honestly, I would not be the way that I am now if it wasn't for coaching. I would probably still be unhappy, miserable. Every little thing would upset me. But now it's like I see the positive side of things. So I hear people complain, and I'm like, well, at least this isn't happening, because I can be kind of blunt. So I can, people come up to me and I'm like, look, you just need to get over it, go on, move on. And so if it wouldn't have been for coaching, I don't know where I would have ended up, but it's definitely something that's altered like my mindset with it. I've graduated college now, so I'm working at a vet hospital. And so some days I'm there 7 to 7, I went in today, supposed to get up at 6, I get home at 7:15. So it just depends. And so, it's just, I'm on my feet all day there. And honestly, when they need heavy dogs lifted, most of the time they come get me, because we need to get that 160-pound Mastiff off the table. Like, that's how it goes. So I really enjoy that. And I'm applying to vet school. So I'm really, going to use this business to pay rent, hopefully, and groceries while I'm in vet school, because that's something I still want to definitely do. But these past few days I've had off, and I'm like, oh my God, I could be a full-time coach and be a stay-at-home mom, but I have to have a husband and get a mom, and I don't even have a boyfriend. So this is where we're at now. But I think Rose is next. But if you're thinking, you're too young to do this, you're not. You can do it. And it's just something that's been really beneficial for me. So I think Rose is up.
Thanks, Mallory. So everyone was amazing. And Mallory, like what you said was my big thing of like, I wish, my one regret in this business is I wish I started this sooner. Like if I forget how old you are, but like you're young. So I'm like, man, if I started this like when I was 10 years younger, like that would have been awesome. So I've been a coach for about 5.5 years. Before that, I was a high school athletic trainer. So I pretty much just helped high school athletes be safe during, athletics, rehab them. If you ever watch a football game and somebody gets hurt, you see somebody run out there, that's what I did. So I worked a lot of late night, weekends, holidays, tournaments, you name it. I pretty much like lived at the school, and everybody would like joke to me like, oh, did you bring your sleeping bag tonight? I'm like, haha, real funny. Or when it was like spring break or even like summertime, there was, football like nonstop. So it's pretty much always there, but I got paid a teacher's salary. So it was like kind of gut wrenching to me that I was there like 60 hours a week, and I would see teachers like, wave, see you next week. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'd be there like all weekend long. And I'm like, man, like that just doesn't seem like fair whatsoever. But as I was like going through the motions of life, like I was always taught like go to school, get good grades, marry, have kids, and then you'll live happily ever after. And I was, maybe like 2 years into athletic training, into my career, I was like, holy crap, like there's no way I can freaking do this until I'm like 65 and able to retire and hopefully collect a pension if, Governor Christie doesn't want to take it away from us. And I just felt so much anxiety, and so I just felt like I didn't have any control over my situation of where I was at, not really loving what I was doing, and not feeling like I was making a difference. I worked with a lot of nasty people, a lot of nasty coaches that didn't want to hear from a girl telling them what to do. And that was the whole point of me being an athletic trainer, is like I wanted to help people, and I wasn't helping people. I was getting like doors slammed in my face by these coaches that, thought they were all big and macho. So that was always an obstacle for me. So going through all that, I gained a crap load of weight, and, like being an athletic trainer and being overweight really doesn't go hand in hand. And I felt like a big like liar. Like, how can I tell my athletes like eat right, work out, do this, do that? And I was the complete opposite. So, and I knew what to do, right? Like I went to like college for this stuff. Like I studied this, and I was struggling. So my brother did this workout program called Insanity. I'm sure you know Shaun T, or you've seen the infomercials. And I was like, you know what? Like as insane as it looks, and the jumping and all that, like I don't have any extra time. The treadmill I was doing during my like 30-minute lunch break wasn't cutting it. It wasn't working for me. So I bought Insanity off of Amazon. So I didn't get a coach. I didn't get a challenge group. I didn't go through like the typical way that coaches go through to like get introduced into this business. But I fell in love with the program. I lost 30 pounds in 2 months. I was like, man, like, do other people know about this? Like, this is freaking incredible. Because somebody like me who thought I knew it all back then, 5 years ago, I felt like, oh, I know everything. No, I don't. And I still don't. And that's part of the growth of realizing like you always want to be in that growth mode. And that's where I felt stuck, right? Like I felt stuck because I thought I was done. I thought like, all right, I have this career and now I just kind of like lay back and cruise in my life. And that's where like, I don't want to say I was depressed, but I would definitely say like, I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy where I was going and that hamster wheel I was kind of stuck in. And Leigh even said it, you know, in G Talk too. So I saw like this opportunity of like, man, do other people know about this crazy like workout thing you could do at your house? And when people say like, oh, I can't work out at home, like, and they give me all BS excuses. I'm like, I lived in a condo on the second floor and like I had a little 5x5 like space of where I could work out. It's just your excuses. If you're willing to get rid of your excuses, like I didn't give a crap about the person below me. No offense. Like I'm going to freaking work out, jump. It's going to be like 35 minutes and they'll get over it, right? Like they never complained, but it's all the stories and all the BS excuses in your head that you tell yourself that holds you back from doing certain things. So I saw the insane results from Insanity. I went online to see like what else this Beachbody thing has to do because I didn't want to go back and do all the yo-yo crap that I always did. Like I always lost 5 pounds, gained 10, lost 15, blah, blah, back and forth. And I wanted another program like Insanity that I could do. So I went on to teambeachbody.com. I signed up with this free account. Every person gets a free coach because our whole thing at Beachbody is we have the fitness, we have the nutrition. The missing piece is the support and the accountability. So they give everyone a free coach. My free coach was Lisa. She was all the way up in Massachusetts. I'm from New Jersey. And she messaged me probably about 10 times on Facebook. And I kind of wanted to hear what she had to say. Like, what does she know more about like health and fitness than I know, right? Like, this is my job. Like, I'm licensed in this, like as an athletic trainer, like who is she, you know? But there was something in the back of my head that I knew there was something else for me in life. There was something else for me to do. I couldn't grasp it right away. And when I finally like let in to talk to Lisa, because I was very, very shy. I'm definitely not the person now than I was 5.5 years ago. So to like even message her back was super awkward. And, you know, we got talking and I told her like how much I lost. And, you know, I showed her, you know, told her my transformation. She's like, oh my God, you would be an amazing coach. I'm like, all right, lady, like you're trying to get me in on this pyramid scheme. Like you're trying to get me in on this, like, you know, weird thing. And you just want my money, right? Like you just want to like make money off of me and like sit back and relax. But the more I looked into it, I knew Beachbody was legit because Shaun T was on the infomercials. And if this was a pyramid scheme, the government would have shut him down by now, right? But I started hearing so many stories and started seeing other coaches having success. And I thought, you know what, like, what's the worst case scenario? And that's what I want you guys to ask yourselves tonight as we kind of close this out is, what is the worst case scenario if you become a coach? And what's the best case scenario? And I want you to focus on what the best case scenario is because what we focus on expands. If we look at all the negative things in life, guess what? We're going to get more of that negative stuff. Do you know somebody that's like really negative and all they do is whine, bitch, and complain? And guess what? Like really like awful stuff does happen to them because that's what they're attracting. That's what they're looking for. When you're thinking about how bad something is, in every scenario, you always look for a bad situation. So a little short story, for example, if you get in a car accident, right? And you like go, bumper to bumper with somebody. The one person can get out of the car and say like, oh my gosh, this is the worst day ever. Like this just ruined my entire day. Like poor me, why me? And the other person can get out of the car and say, wow, like thank God nobody got hurt. Same situation, but two different thought processes. So think of what this can do for you, how this could absolutely change your life. for me back then, 5.5 years ago, I had to look at the worst case scenario because I didn't have that mindset shift for me yet. And the worst case was, all right, maybe I didn't help anybody as a coach. Maybe I just helped myself and, didn't gain back those 30 pounds and just improved on my own health and fitness. Cool. Best case scenario, maybe I could leave my full-time job. Did I have the belief, not in coaching, but did I have the belief in me that I could actually do that back then? No, I didn't believe that I could do something that freaking awesome. But right there, I was like, you know what? Let me just do this coaching thing. Worst case scenario, get in the best shape of my life. It took me 3 years and I hustled because I started seeing, why not me? Why couldn't this be me? Everyone else that was having success, they had kids, they had deaths, they had all these like crazy things happen. And I'm like, all right, like I work a lot. Yes. I'm in a long distance relationship. So I'm like driving all over New Jersey half the time. Yes. But like other people, like worse things happening in their life are crushing this business. Like, so I kind of just went all in. And if I had an hour to work on my business at night, when I got home from athletic training and walked the dog, ate dinner, it was like 9 o'clock at night, and I had 30 minutes or an hour before I had to go to bed. I did my Beachbody work as a coach. And you heard about the ladies saying, if it wasn't for this team, I had no idea what being a coach meant or how to do it. But as a team, we actually teach you everything that we know in order to be successful. And there's so many different ways that you can be successful in this business. I pretty much use Facebook to grow my business. Now I'm kind of over to Instagram a little bit. But when I was first a coach, I had no posts on Facebook because I didn't want anyone to know my business, right? I didn't like other people, right? Like I was just super shy, super awkward. Sorry, there's like a fly in front of my face. It's gonna get swung with my Italian hands. And I had to get outside of my comfort zone if I wanted something more. If I wanted to stay where I was, unhappy and going through emotions, I could just not do anything. But I was willing to hustle, make it work, and find pockets of time that I could really grow this business. And that's what this business is for. Like, there's not many people that say, oh, I'm going to just do this full time. No, like this business is made to do on the side of your full-time job or being a full-time mom, or if you're a full-time, full-time mom and you have a job and you have other things, like this is made to be fit to be in those little pockets of time, whether you are on Facebook, Instagram, or you do this in person. You can do this business any way you want to. You just have to find that one way that works for you. And your goal could be whatever you want it to be. So when I saw that I started building momentum and started building traction, I was like, you know what? And getting the belief in myself, I was like, I could do this. I could totally make this my full-time job and not wait until I'm 65 to actually live my life. And that's what I want you to ask yourself too, is what in your life do you really want to do? Maybe you don't want to be a full-time coach. That's cool. But look at Dawn, like she loves coaching. She loves this, but she also loves photography, right? Like same thing with Mallory. Like she loves being a coach, but like she wants to be a vet. Like just because you're a coach doesn't mean this is your one and only, right? Like this opportunity gives you the platform to do whatever you want that makes you happy in your life. So for me, I obviously love health and fitness. It's been in my background since forever. But now I get to go on vacation. I get to do things that I wanted to do. Like I remember so many times on the weekends or even like during Christmas break, I wasn't able to do things because I had a full-time job and I only had so many sick days. And even if I did take a sick day, like I'd get frowned upon and my boss would like look at me funny and I get the sweats like when I called like saying I was sick. But now I can legit just be like, all right, I'm going to the movies. And that's what I did today. I was like, it's raining. Like I want to go see Mamma Mia. So I went to go see Mamma Mia. Next weekend, we're going to go to Martha's Vineyard. And we just like 2 weeks ago planned that trip. So I don't have to put my life on hold because of somebody else. I'm in control. So I want you guys to just think of like, what can coaching do for you? What can it give you? We are here to answer any of your questions. because we are at an hour. I am like, wow, I was on time at 8:30 and ending on time. So if you guys have any questions, like definitely post below. We are starting a new Coach Basics training on August 6th. It's the first Monday in August. So what that means is all of our new coaches on our team, we put you in a private group and we teach you exactly what to do. So if you're like, Rose, I don't know how to talk to people, we got that covered. Rose, I don't want to sound like a salesperson. I don't want to sound like a salesperson either. Go on my Facebook page and do you see me selling anything? No, you won't even hear me say Beachbody. You won't hear me say Shakeology. You won't even hear me say the workouts. I share my life with people. People know, like, and trust me. And when they know, like, and trust you, and they see that you're having a transformation, they're going to say, sign me up for whatever it is you're doing, because I see that you're being a product of the product and whatever you're doing is working, right? So we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to teach you how to kind of have that mindset shift I was talking about. So most of us, all of us here, are completely different people than when we first started coaching. That's because we work on personal development, and that is absolutely key, and why being in this environment of our team is so powerful, because you're surrounded by positive, like-minded people. When I was surrounded by negative Nancy's at that school, and honestly, it's kind of at every school, it sucks the life out of you. And you can't dream big when other people are pulling you down. But when you're surrounded with people like us, you really can't help but smile. I can't say it enough, is that these women have lifted me up. They have become my best friends. And I didn't know half of them before I started being a coach either. So coaching has changed my life financially. I'm a 6-figure earner. I was able to quit my job. We bought a brand new home. As soon as I quit my job, we built a brand new home. We moved down to Cape May. If you're not from New Jersey, it's right by the beach. So if I want to go to the beach tomorrow, if it's not raining, I can go. It's pretty much completely changed every aspect of my life. And I know it's weird hearing that from a stranger, but you gotta have to almost like trust your gut. Like, what is your gut saying? And don't look at what the worst case scenario is. Ask yourself, what's the best case scenario that could come from being a coach? So we would love to have you on our team. If you have any questions, let us know. If not, I hope to see you in our team page and help you in that training on August 6th to get started. So we'll answer any questions. I don't think I see any. Leia, do you see any? No, that's fine. So this is going to stay up live. You can watch it whenever, and then we can answer the questions in the chat afterwards. So thanks to all the amazing ladies that showed up tonight to spend an hour with us. Like I said, this is not everyone's full-time job. So if you can, they took the time out, which shows a lot. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night.